One of my favorite games from my childhood was a Dead Space from 2008. When I was a student, it changed to the Resident Evil series. It's funny that I'm creating this video while watching the very first Resident Evil movie on live TV. What a coincidence. Anyways, finally we've got a perfect combination of these two games. This is the perfect example of everything that I love in games, so let me share my excitement with you about Cronos: The New Dawn. Without watching previous reviews, trailers or reading other materials about this game, I already knew that it would be good and made a pre-order. And after the first several minutes of gameplay, I felt at home. Maybe it's because developers from the BlooberTeam are working 250 kilometers away from me, but mostly I think that it's because this game has well-known mechanics and overall gameplay style from aforementioned titles. It's something that I know from a long time ago, and it works. Same punches and stomps as in Dead Space, similar weapons options and upgrades, very familiar tasks and riddles as in Resident Evil. But is it just a copy, a pathetic parody, or something else? Let's go step by step. Taking the best from the best. In Cronos you also have a selection of weapons, limited inventory, execute and outposts that can be used to upgrade all of that, buy additional resources and stash some excess items, if it happens to have such. Although developers warn you that resources are scarce, personally I didn't feel this at all. Just by simply going off the designated path a bit, you can find plenty of energy, equivalent to money, ammunition, health patches and collectibles. Moreover, on the loading screen you may see a tip that actually suggests you doing that. Additionally, in all places where you may have a more or less serious battle, there are many explosive items set all around. This helps you to save a ton of bullets. As a result, more money and crafting materials. So if you just look around and don't panic, you won't have any problems. But to be fair, it took some time to learn all of that. Also, you won't be able to upgrade everything to the max on the first playthrough, so choose wisely what to carry in your inventory. As for the combat, it's awesome here. You can feel the impact on the weapon. When using melee attack, you can feel the effort that is needed for that. When taking a hit, your butt will clench trying to avoid it. At this point, similarities with Dead Space and Resident Evil end. Why? Let me tell you. The story and overall setting is something completely different from everything that you've experienced in other games. Events are happening in 1980s Poland. The city reminds of Warsaw, but the main building is a fiction, although it has some similarities with a real one. So the infection of unknown origin bursted out at the local steelworks and started to wipe out humanity by turning them into a collective organism. The idea of the hive mind is not a new one, but it's not something that you will have to deal with. Ones that couldn't be consumed became orphans trying to merge with each other as well. This will be your main obstruction on the way of saving humanity. Yeah, you can say that we still have some unknown disease that killed all of humanity, nothing new. But the kind of the disease is kinda new, and the way it did this and its origin, it's something different. Prove me wrong in the comments below. Also, here you meet a quite unique feature of monsters. They are able to consume other bodies to become stronger and restore their health. I've tested, and there is a limit of how much they can grow, but still such upgraded enemies will be tougher to take down. I don't recall any other game that has something like this. It's a very nice refreshment of the old standard. This makes the main difference with every other game, and this is called to be innovative. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, just take something and make it better, add something to it. This is how you get something new. Poles are doing a great job at creating games, so no wonder that I haven't found any serious bugs while playing. Just 2 times the ragdoll system threw monsters and it's too hard, that's it. Although it's a third-person view, in mostly very tight locations, the camera works perfectly fine. No sticking in textures, inability to perform some action or other crap of this kind that are present in most of the other modern games. There was only one small thing that developers had to sacrifice, and it's quite noticeable. You see, the flashlight that you have is attached to your left shoulder, so when looking to the right, it lights up your head actually, but still you have a perfect circle of light on the surface in front of you. Sure, this was made deliberately and I'm just nitpicking. Therefore, there's nothing to complain about here. This is a well-made, complete game with an intriguing story, nice gameplay features, and survival with resources management elements. But still, it's a single-player game. Nevertheless, right away, I can tell that it's totally worth the price, and here's why. At first playthrough, you may expect nearly 20 hours of gameplay, which is already a lot. But thanks to a very good level design and how the story develops, to learn everything about this game, you can count on doubling or even tripling the playtime. Let me explain here. Locations are quite big and require many actions to clear them out, so you simply won't remember everything in detail on the second playthrough. Here you almost don't have standard screamers or places where to expect monsters. They mostly spawn where you don't see and take a different path each time to get to you. Sure, their number and type is still the same in every location, but when it comes to the story, the first playthrough doesn't complete it. Speaking directly, this was the first game in a long time where I actually wanted to start a new game plus. In most games, you just complete the same story but start with all upgrades that you've made before. Here it goes further. On your first playthrough, you will have only 2 endings available. Moreover, during the game, you have an option to make different choices and try different sets of additional abilities, let's say so. I won't tell much here just to not spoil it for those who haven't played yet, but I can tell that the third true ending opens only on the second playthrough. As a bonus, it damn feels good to crush starting enemies with fully upgraded weapon. Since the story leaves behind some mysteries and we still don't know the origin of the change, this leaves plenty of room for story DLCs or for the second part. Taking into consideration that the game had a good start with very positive reviews, I'm sure we can expect something like that. As for the price-playtime ratio, I strongly recommend you to try this game out. You will get a technically complete product with an interesting story for a fair price. If it happens to be on some sale, go ahead and grab it for sure. Don't look that it has polished text on the walls or names that you didn't get used to. The English localization is made very nice here. I suspect that other languages will be good as well. Hence, there's no drawback that would vote against purchasing this game. I hope this information was useful. If so, please leave your precious like and share your thoughts about this game in the comments below. Additionally, I encourage you to check links in the description to this video and subscribe to my channel for more reviews of worthy games. Share the knowledge!